WGU was founded in 1996 by the governors of now 19 states to expand access to quality higher education, primarily for working adults, that was of high quality and that would be well received in academia, as well as, more importantly perhaps, in the business world, in the professional world.
WGU degrees have great credibility with employers, not only because of our multiple accreditations, but especially because we involve industry from the very beginning in the creation of our degrees. For each of our degrees, we utilize an external program council made up of experts from industry and from academia who define what they expect in the way of competencies from a new graduate in a particular degree. Thus, we ensure that our degrees meet the needs of employers and that you'll have the competencies that you need when you graduate to succeed in the workplace.
Google as a company is founded around access to information and all of the world's information. And when you take all of the world's information, you can do new kinds of teaching and learning anytime you want it, anywhere in the world. The reason Google thinks this is such a good idea is because Western Governors University has pioneered the notion of competency-based learning whenever you want it.
We regularly review the competencies for each of our degrees and check them against industry standards and against our employer surveys and our graduate surveys to make sure that the competencies we're teaching are the ones that are needed today in the workplace.
And there's a lot of emphasis on you being able to prove to your peers and your employer that you have the skills in a very practical way.
WGU has also been recognized in the industry. GetEducated.com has rated WGU's program a best buy because of the quality and affordability in every program area that they've reviewed. We've also are proud of the fact that in 2008 we were selected by the U.S. Distance Learning Association for best practices in distance learning in higher education, a national award that we were essentially the only winner in that category. Of course, it never pays to rest on your laurels, and the real measure of success is how well our students do.
The biggest advantage to coming to WGU is that you can really do the courses at your leisure. Actually, there is tons of advantages of coming to WGU. I can't just pick one.
I selected WGU because of the two things, the competency model as well as the flexibility it afforded. I really needed to be able to study on my own time, at my own terms, and go at my own pace. So I desperately needed a model that would allow me to do that, but that would still be competency-based and rigorous because I'm a teacher and I value the integrity of the academics at a program, so I had to consider both factors when I was choosing.
I think the most credible and important part about working at WGU is the fact that we are student-focused. In every meeting and in every decision we make, we focus on what our students need and expect of us, and we hold ourselves accountable to a really high level of performance as it relates to how we serve our students.
The biggest advantage to WGU is that you have a dedicated faculty member who wants you to succeed. You have someone who can lead you through the process. And that's invaluable when you have so many things competing for your time.
I love my students. It's my favorite thing about being a mentor. I look at their success. I get to know their stories. I get to know them and what's going on in their lives. The good, the bad. We see it all come through, and to see them succeed, that's what it's all about. When I see them through to graduation, and I find out just what it did for them, that's the best part about being a mentor.
So at WGU, you're able to study only those things that you need in order to master the competencies required for a degree. And every course is self-paced, so that you can take a short time or a long time, however long you need, to master that competency and then move on to the next one.
I believe I got an excellent value here at WGU, mainly because of the flexibility issue. And once again, in comparison to other distance programs, you know, the flexibility allows one to escape a lot of the fees that you would run into at another distance school. It's an excellent value.
There's nothing to hold you back. You're not forced to go into a classroom and spend time in a classroom in order to make your dream a reality. Your dreams are only limited by your motivation and your desire.
The most rewarding part about running a university is to see the effects in the lives of students who graduate from the university. I remember one person who lost his job 2 weeks before he graduated. And he said he went through the want ads, and they all required a bachelor's degree. And he said, for the first time in my life, I could answer all of those job ads. And he ended up actually with an offer, as I recall, from General Electric and Boeing and some other great company, and ended up taking a job with General Electric that he never would have been able to qualify for except for his WGU education.
There's a position that will be opening in where I work at now, and I'll actually be able to take over that position because of having completed my degree. And
it's great. It's wonderful. It's my university, my choice, my time, my way.